Welcome back, everybody. It's This Week in Geek. My name is Zach. This is Ren. Of course, this is Ren's channel, but this is our podcast, This Week in Geek, where we talk the geekiest things and the funnest things. And today, kicked off, but that doesn't mean we've only gotten one movie so far, and that's Doctor Strange, but there's still a ton of movies, as well as every week we start off with the weekly ranking, which we'll be doing in a second, and also getting your guys' weekly ranking for what you guys watched this week. Ren, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. It was a very busy week. It'll be another very busy week ahead, but I'm excited to talk this week in Geek, this past week in Geek. And I want to say to our podcast listeners on Spotify, if they're on a commute, if they're at the gym, if they're going for a jog, thank you for listening to us. And since I can't bring the members' names up on the live feed, I just want to first shout out of the video to channel members Film Bruna, MSB, and Nate Ankenbauer. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and thank you all for joining us today.
Nice. Look at that. And if you guys want to be a channel member, what are some things that you have that these people can join?
So there's 3 different tiers. If you join as a channel member, the first tier, you will get a shout out on every video. You will see your name on the screen on the outro of every video. And of course, I'm creating a Discord feed for channel members. There's another tier where you get an access to a monthly Q&A, which I will have to talk to members about when they want to have this. But obviously, we aim to do one in May. And so within the next 2 weeks, it's got to happen. Then there's another tier where you can decide what videos I make, what reviews I put out. You have early access to videos. And you also get... what else do you also get? I don't remember what you also get, but there's a link in the description for you to see if you'd like to join, if being a member is for you. But there's tons of perks, and I'm always open to more feedback to see what you guys want out of your membership. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description below.
Love it. Well, man, who's starting this week with the weekly ranking? You or me?
You are, my friend. You are.
Perfect. Let's do this. All right. So I had a fun week. And at the very bottom for what I watched this week, and I actually kind of enjoyed this, but it was not great. It was the Pentaverate, whatever the hell
the
Michael
Myers
show was.
one.
Yeah. So Mike Myers is like one of my favorite actors. Like I just love the Austin Powers movie so fucking much. And I was really looking forward to the show. And it's funny. Like I will give it to him.
Okay.
It is an unhinged, R-rated Mike Myers, which is something we have not seen in a while. There is a giant Shrek joke in there, which is absolutely hilarious and probably the funniest joke in the entire thing. And it's overall funny. Like, he plays like 12 different characters, and I enjoyed it for what it was. Is it too short? Yes. Should it have... Well, is it short in the sense of episodes? Yes. And exploring what they're trying to do? Yes. I think it should have been a movie, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Because it does feel a little bit dragged out by the end, but it's weird. It's fucking weird, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Like that's all I can really much get into. I didn't hate this thing, but I enjoyed the shit out of it. Up next, I have Downton Abbey and a New Era. Took my grandma to see this. Never seen the show, only seen the first movie. And I will say I like this movie more than the first one.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, there are issues in here that hold the film back a bit. Especially how they're trying to give everyone something.
Exactly.
You know? And it's like, that doesn't need to be. There's 2 central plots, and those should have been the plots. Where like there's a plot line with like an illness. They never really dive into it, really. It's just, hey, and then you think there's an important conversation that should be happening.
They skip over the reveal, and I'm like, wait, what is it
that
exactly?
Too, and the important conversation that should have happened between the 2 characters. So there's stuff like that is way too rushed in this fucking movie. But it's so delightful.
Exactly. That's the key word.
Fucking delightful. The score is sweeping. The performances are great. And man, everything with the film stuff, with the talkies and the silent film, me loving movies, that won me over. And I ate that all up. And I thought it was really entertaining. And, you know, as much as I don't know the entire show, like my grandma certain things like beforehand, oh, this is where this character is, this, you know, she did the same thing with the first movie. So I did remember most of it. So I knew where every character was leading into this. And I got emotional. This is what it made me want to do, Ren. It made me want to go watch the show finally.
Do it.
So I really enjoyed this movie. It's not great, but I think for Downton Abbey fans, this.
Oh no! Oh no! I think we lost Zachariah. Zachariah, where did you go? Okay, I think Zach right now is gone. Damn it! All right, I'm going to start us off with my weekly ranking. In the meantime, in case Zach doesn't come back, and I didn't. Oh, you're back.
I'm gonna fucking scream, but I'm so done. I'll jump into my next one. My next one will be Top Gun, the original, revisited it because I'm seeing the new one this week. I'm sure you are as well.
I am.
I haven't seen this movie since I was 5, and so I barely remembered it. And it's 80s all over.
80s bliss.
From
I like to
every
call it.
single thing, and it's enjoyable. Like that. That's exactly what it is. But the thing I'm hearing some of the early reactions, and I'm not going to get it. Shows the maturity of Maverick at this point in time in his life. And I have a feeling the second movie will probably be doing that as well. And I think Maverick's just a very enjoyable character, but I think that's going to be interesting to see the personality of Top Gun Maverick compared to the personality of this movie, while at the same time connecting them both. And I enjoyed this movie for what it is. It's a lot of fun. Up next, I can talk about this, and that is Men. I have seen Alex Garland's film. Will not say much more because this is a film that if you have seen the trailer, I did not see a trailer for this, so I was really shocked when I finally started seeing what the concept of this fucking thing was. How many trailers have you seen, by the way?
The first one. That's it.
Is that the teaser?
The teaser, yeah. I have. I mean, that's her. There's a man on the other side of the tunnel. That's it.
Wish they don't show. I mean, when you see this, the scene, there's something at that tunnel, but you don't know what it is.
Exactly.
I wish they wouldn't have shown that, but the newest trailer, I think it actually gives away what the concept is. So I'm happy I never watched any of that.
Yeah,
because I fucking love this movie. I love this movie, and it goes as far to show how great like some films have been this year because it's my number 5 of the year, and I adore this film so wholeheartedly. I think writing wise, it's one of his best written movies.
Nice.
And Amanda, I was talking to her because she saw it, our friend.
That's right.
From Candid Cinema. Me and her were talking about it, and we were both in agreement of how awe-inspiring this film was. Just in the way that he full circles it, because it is a very deeply layered movie. So like on the surface level, I took my girlfriend, let's put it this way, and she typically doesn't like movies like this. She really liked it, but the last 30 minutes is fucking disgusting. It's disgusting, and it's brutal, and it's the weirdest thing he's done yet, which if you've seen Annihilation, it's weirder than that.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Where Annihilations, I was like, I liked it, but I'm like, did that though? This one, really, really good. Fascinated to hear your thoughts, man, and everyone's. So, does it come out near you guys next week as well?
No, it doesn't come out next week. It comes out June 1st. Maybe I will get a screening, but even if I don't, it's not like it'll be
so it's not like Everything Everywhere where you guys are waiting like months. That's what I was getting nervous about.
We were going to get it.
Okay, I'm at least happy you're getting it then. All right, up next in my number 1 though is Ex Machina.
Yes. And we lost Zach again, but I think I'm back. Oh, you're back. You're back.
I love Alicia Vikander. She's incredible. Oscar Isaac, all that stuff. I love this movie. Visual effects too, by the way. Oh my god, it deserved that win that year. It deserved that.
My VFX professor from Bachelor's worked on that film.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
He did.
So sweet. But yeah, that's awesome. My list. That's all I got.
All right. I didn't watch too much this week. I had a busy week.
You watched a lot of shitty things this week.
I watched a few shitty things. I didn't watch a lot of shitty things. I didn't watch a lot of things, period, because I had a busy week. I cannot say why. I will not be able to say why for a long time. Zach knows why. This week is going to be
He's
equally
playing
funny.
Goku. He's going
I'm
to be
playing
Goku.
Goku.
So,
This week will be
congrats, man.
equally. Thank you. It will be equally busy. I'm going back on Monday and Tuesday, and then I'll be going back on the 31st as well. But again, we'll talk when we're able to talk about it. Which again, we're not going to be able to talk about why I was busy for like a year. So don't expect
Maybe more.
the reveal. Maybe more. Don't expect the reveal to come out anytime soon. But when it's out, you'll be able to know. So I didn't watch too much. So this week and I would like to say that I don't know if Zach has already seen it. Zach has access to it, but I have seen Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
No,
Cannot say where it ranks. Cannot say where I think about it. I can only mention I've seen it. Social embargo lifts on Monday. Review embargo lifts on Tuesday. So look out for those reviews. And I'm going to watch the first Top Gun rewatch tonight. So I can't rank it yet like Zach did. So at the very bottom, I'm going to have Senior Year, the new Rebel Wilson Netflix movie. It's utter shit. It's as bad as you think it is, judging by the trailers. And there's one moment where I audibly cracked up, and I was 55 minutes into the film, and then there were another 55 minutes left. This is a comedy that is 2 hours long, with a very interesting premise, and there's nothing remotely interesting or compelling or funny with it. So that comes in at the very bottom. Over that, we're going to have Firestarter, a new Stephen King remake, readaptation, however you want to put it. Not good at all. Quite boring. Doesn't really get going until the third act. And the third act reveals what would have been an interesting story, but it's over in those final 20 minutes of the film, which is a shame. Over that, we're going to have Sneakerella, the new Disney Plus original film, and it's all right, actually. I was genuinely shocked at how this worked out. It's a Cinderella update that actually updates the story. It cannot overcome some of the tropes, some of the issues that naturally come with a story like that, but for the thousands of Cinderella updates that we've been getting lately, this one actually does something semi-interesting with it. So I thought it was pretty watchable. And at my number one, I didn't watch this week, but I can finally talk about it. I can finally say I've seen it. I can finally give my thoughts. It's finally out in UK theaters, and that is Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's finally out. If you're in the UK, please go watch it. It's such a good movie. I have my issues with it. It's not my number one or number two or number three. It's my number 4 of the year. But small issues. This film is all kinds of crazy and awesome and wholesome. I still prefer Swiss Army Man. I think that's the better movie that the Daniels have done. But this is, I think, overall as good as you've heard. So that's my weekly ranking. Before we move on to your weekly rankings, Apiste supporting the channel. Thank you so much, Apiste, to show the t-shirt with the design. Mine doesn't have too much going on. Well, I'm already on full screen. Mine has a tribal Simba on it. I bought this at Disneyland when was I at Disneyland? It was when I turned 22. So when did I turn 22? 22. So 2015. I bought this in 2015. It's one of my favorite shirts because I love the burgundy, the Bordeaux color of it, and I love the tribal Simba of it. There were others. There was one with Shere Khan. I think that one was gray. There were others like this at Disneyland Paris. Big fan of this style. And yeah, it goes all the way down. I can't show you all the way down, but this is it, and it's one of my favorite t-shirts. So thank you for supporting the channel, Apiste. And Nate Ackenbauer is here. Thank you, Nate, for being here. Shout out to you, sir, for being a channel member. All right, let's go to your weekly rankings. And that is, where are we? It was Gico EP who put it first. Here we are. Gico EP, my weekly ranking. Number 5, Zoom with Tim Allen. Funny how this shares so much in common with Fant4stick, and both have Kate Mara in it. Just watch Sky High. It's basically a much better version of this premise. Never seen Zoom, to be honest. Is this okay? 2 of 2. Number 4, Hey Hey Hey, it's Fat Albert, the live-action movie with Kenan Thompson. Number 3, Top Gun. Hot take: it's average and a product of its time. How dare you, sir? How dare you, my brother? Well, it certainly is a product of its time. I just don't agree that it is average, but it certainly is 80s bliss. Number 2, Barry, season 3, episode 3, and number 1, The Leftovers, season 1. All right, Lady Aaron, for my weekly ranking, I only watched one movie this week, and that is Encanto. Gorgeous animation, great characters, amazing songs. Though I will say that the song they got nominated for Best Original Song got me and almost made me tear up. But we don't talk about Bruno, should have been nominated. All righty. Do we have anything else? Hang on. Did I miss? Nope. Here it is. Movie fan. Number 1, Captain Marvel rewatch. Number 2, Scream 2022 rewatch director's commentary. Number 3, Superbad. Number 4, Hot Fuzz, my favorite comedy of all time. Number 5, The Drover's Wife, The Legend of Molly Johnson. I've never heard of this. Number 6, Halloween Kills rewatch, and number 7, Firestarter. 2 horror movies I really dislike. I will certainly have Halloween Kills over Firestarter, though, for sure. To the movie Chappie. Number 5, Mr. Popper's Penguins. Number 4, Val documentary. Number 3, Top Gun. Number 2, A League of Their Own. Never seen this one. Number 1, Detective Pikachu, and is now one of my favorite comfort movies when I'm feeling depressed. That's the beautiful things about movies. If they hit the right note, my friend, they hit the right note. So I hope this one gave you what you needed, Tony Movie Chappie, and I hope we can also be here to help you if you're going through a tough time and finding comfort in the community, in the live chat, and in the show. If we can help provide that means we've done our job. That means we're doing something more than we ever set out to do. So I'm glad you're here, my friend, and just reach out. Just reach out. All right. What do we have next? And this just in. Oh, hang on. We got 2, actually. Ryan O'Toole, number 1, Better Call Saul, season 6, episode 5. Number 2, Operation Mincemeat. Oh, I think you guys just got that one in the States. Number 3, Firestarter. Number 4, Senior Year. Yeah, it was shite. Dominican Scott. Number 1, Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness. Number 2, Logan. Wow, you liked... Wow, I respect that, man. I respect that. Number 3, Dark Phoenix. Number 4, Shazam. You like Dark Phoenix more than the original X-Men. Wow. Alrighty. And okay, so number 4, Shazam, and number 5, X-Men, which I'm assuming the original X-Men from 2000. And that is it for weekly rankings. Let me just check if Zach has given us any update. Ooh, hang on. I just need to take a look at something on my phone. All right. And I have not heard anything from Zach, so we'll just keep trudging on out until he comes back. Hopefully he does come back. And before we get to my top 5 most anticipated movies of the summer, I'm going to kind of spoil it right now. And that is one of the movies I'm most looking forward to in the entire year. And would be my number 1 for the summer is Top Gun Maverick. I am dying to see this film. Before I go any more into it, however, I am seeing it this Wednesday. So I want to ask you guys, and I know there will be a little bit of a delay. Oh, he's back. So I'm going to ask Zach as well. How are you doing?
Now, they don't fucking work again. I'm getting on the phone. I'm tired of this.
All right.
I'm tired of this shit.
All right, Zach. I want to ask you, since you're here, since you came back, let's hope you stick by. So, just spoiling things ahead for our top 5 movies of the summer. My number 1 would be Top Gun Maverick. I'm dying to see this film, but before getting any more into it, I am watching it this week. Should I include it in my top 5?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not including it because of that. I'm not including mine. Okay. It's not in mine.
So just so you guys know, we're both watching Top Gun Maverick this week. So if we were to include it, for me personally, it would be my number one most anticipated movie of the summer. But since I'm watching it this week, I'm not including it. Zach, if you were to factor that in, would it be your number one, your number two? Any placement you already have in your mind?
Before the reactions, number 5.
Okay.
After the reactions and talking with friends who have seen it, number 1.
All right.
So.
All right. So, interested to see that the reaction to my.
I'm very curious.
To my number 1 then. Well, I'm going to have one movie that you've already seen, but let's say this then. I'm going to give you my number 5 and 4. Zach is going to give you his number 5 and 4. We're going to discuss it a little bit. Then I'm going to give you my number 3. Zach will give his number 3. We're going to discuss it. I'll give my number 2. He gives you, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start, Zach. I'm going to start us off.
Kick it off.
And since this would be my number 6, so just out of the top 5 if Top Gun Maverick was included. But since Top Gun Maverick is not included, my number 5, David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. I have seen the teaser trailer. I know a new trailer has dropped this week, but I didn't see it. I'm going to stay away. I want the weirdness. I want David Cronenberg at his most aggressive body horror self. I have heard
it's premiering this next week, right at Cannes, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
I have heard some interesting things about this film. He expects walkouts at Cannes, and when I hear the crowd at Cannes outraged about the film, it's kind of a very good sign for me. I have heard some interesting. I don't have any details, but what I've heard is that he expects people to walk out right after the opening scene, and the opening scene is the least shocking moment in the film. So with that, I am salivating to see this film. It's been a while since I've loved a David Cronenberg film, but even his son has got the chops. He did Possessor last year,
which was great.
Was it 2020 or 2021?
It was 2020.
Okay, yeah. He did Possessor in 2020, which I loved. So I cannot wait to see what Papa Cronenberg has in store for us. And at number 4, a film that Zach has just seen, and that is Alex Garland's Men. I'm just in for anything this director will give us. The trailer is eerie and it's creepy, and I have no idea what is going on, and that only makes me more scared and more creeped out about the vibe of this entire film, and I cannot wait to figure out this mystery as we watch it. So those are my number 4 and 5. Zach, take it away.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a couple honorable mentions just real fast because this is actually a really good year. So the way I do summer is I always go to the end of August. So I do have at my number 9, Crimes of the Future. I've not seen a single trailer for this. I'm not the biggest fan of Cronenberg. It takes a lot for me to love his movies, and maybe it's just because I watched a lot of them as a kid, some of his older stuff. So maybe it's
I
need to rewatch.
Childhood.
Yeah, I know. And Possessor, I fucking hated until I rewatched it, which I went back the next day and watched at Sundance because I'm like, I couldn't stop thinking about the film. Then
when you just said I fucking hated Possessor, I was like, I don't remember that being the case.
No,
and
yeah.
then you went on to
Sundance
it
was, and then they had a morning screening, and I went back literally the exact next day, like less than 24 hours to watch it, and I'm like, all right, I was just cranky and tired when I watched this thing. This thing's fucking great. So, up next is Black Phone. Very excited to see what Scott Derrickson has here. Sinister absolutely scared the shit out of me. And Ethan Hawke, man, looks terrifying. Bodies looks awesome. It's an A24 slasher film, and I have not heard one bad thing about this film. Count that in. But now at my number 5, we have a little film with Sylvester Stallone called The Samaritan. This is directed by Julius Avery. I have been dying to see this. I know 3 people that have actually already seen it a year ago, and they could not hype this thing up enough. It's about a little kid played by Ashtray from Euphoria, if you watch Euphoria, who discovers that his next door neighbor
Yeah.
is a retired superhero. And that superhero is played by Sylvester Stallone. I don't need to know anything else. I know Julius Avery's directing, who did Overlord, which that movie was kick-ass awesome. Give me this film like yesterday. I'm so hyped for this. At my number 4, it's The Gray Man. I cannot wait for this fucking movie. Every person I talked to that's seen or heard something about this have hyped it up to no end. It just got announced that it's going to be getting a sequel as well as a prequel film. So that's exciting. This is based off a bunch of books. I've heard the books aren't that great.
Oh, it is.
Personally,
Okay.
yeah, it's based off books. The person who saw it actually went and bought all the books to read all the books, and he goes, "They're good." He goes, "But this is the case where they actually took the best aspects of the book and then made them better." So this is a flat out. The comparisons I've heard is Mission Impossible meets John Wick. So I'm in. I'm all in for that stuff. I can't wait to see what the Russo brothers have in store for us then.
All right. So in regards to Samaritan, I want to be more excited because that is very much my type of film. The superhero shit is my type of film. But we haven't seen a trailer. I need to see a trailer to include it in my top 5. I need to see a trailer to get me on the hype train, because right now I would say I'm interested, but I'm not hyped at this point, at least, and I want to be. It's a good sign that you and the people who have seen the film talk beautifully about it, but I need to see a trailer for myself. So yeah, that's why I couldn't include that one. The Gray Man, I'm going to keep my mouth shut because we'll be talking about it very much in a little bit. I actually forgot a movie, so I want to take Crimes of the Future out of my top 5 again. Man is still there, but ahead of Man, because we have gotten a trailer in the meantime. I'm going to make this now my number 4, Thor: Love and Thunder. I love the original Thor. Thor as a character is one of my favorite MCU heroes. You guys know how hyped I am that they're adapting Gore the God Butcher's story, which is the greatest Thor run ever in the history by Jason Aaron. Go read it if you have not. But I am not the biggest fan of Ragnarok. Even though I'm a huge fan of Taika Waititi as a director, I was a big fan of the tonal clashes in that film. That being said, this teaser really sold me on the film. Plus, Taika Waititi is not only directing this film, he is also writing it. He is writing a film about Thor having an existential crisis, and seeing Jojo Rabbit, he balances humor and drama very well in an expert manner. So I'm very curious for this film. Another thing that leaves me kind of hesitant is I was never a fan of the Mighty Thor run in the comics. Also by Jason Aaron, it's a very good story. It's just not something that ever appealed to me personally. So I'm curious to see how he balances out a story I'm extremely excited to see and a story I'm not so extremely excited to see. But I am curious because in Kevin Feige we trust, and outside of Ragnarok, mostly at least, Taika Waititi has proven me wrong, and I've become a big fan of this man. All right, so that's my new number 4. Over that, at my number 3, The Gray Man. I have heard exactly those things. It's Mission Impossible meets John Wick. It's got my favorite actor working today in Ryan Gosling. It's got one of my favorite actors working today in Chris Evans. It's got Ana de Armas. It's done by the directors who did my favorite movie, the Russo brothers. And now Netflix is showing great trust in this film, greenlighting a prequel and a sequel. It needs to be said that the Russos have not had the best track record after Endgame, but they've only really directed one movie. So they have
produced Everything Everywhere.
Well, but that doesn't true.
I know.
But producing doesn't count. It doesn't count
I
for
know.
wins. It doesn't count for losses. Because I know a lot of people like to blame Extraction and 21 Bridges on them, but then don't like to count everything everywhere. And also, there's people who do the opposite, where they don't count 21 Bridges or Extraction as losses, but then count everything everywhere as a win. Like I don't either. I'm talking about directing and directing only. So yeah, this film is very much up my alley. Netflix movies don't have the best track record. It doesn't inspire a lot of confidence with the amount of shit they put out. They just put out Senior Year. So fingers crossed. But everything that I've seen, how the movie looks, the team in front of the camera, the team behind the camera, I'm very, very excited to watch this film. Zach, what is your number 3?
Well, thank God I actually just came back. I lagged out, so I didn't even hear a bunch of what you said. But at my number 3, I have Jordan Peele's Nope. I have no idea what to expect from this movie, and that's how I like going into a Jordan Peele movie, not knowing what to expect. All I know is that I've heard that it's super long, and I'm all for that. Maybe there's aliens, maybe there's not. I don't fucking know. But it's probably going to make me say, nope, don't want to do that. Don't go there. But I love Jordan Peele, so I'm very excited for this.
All right. I can't include that one in my top 5.
Fair enough.
I'm excited. I'm interested, but I'm not hyped. Like I don't love Get Out. I was going to say No Way Out. That's a completely different thing. I don't love Get Out as much as everyone else does. And Us, I liked, but I never thought it was a great movie. I was kind of disappointed even
I get
with
it.
Us. So Nope has a really great trailer, a really intriguing concept. So I'm curious to see what comes of that film. At my number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have Lightyear. I cannot believe we're here, Zach. I mean, we still got a few weeks away, you know. But I cannot believe we're here. It's palpable now that Lightyear is coming out. There's 3 trailers. There's official production stills. We're getting into that hype. The hype train is about to leave the station because we're at the moment where Lightyear is about to come out. And I still remember being awake at 1 a.m. on that evening in 2020 before going back home for the Christmas holidays. And I was watching the Disney investors meeting where they first announced this film, where Pete Docter came in front of that green screen and revealed a still from the film, a close-up of Lightyear's face that was straight out of First Man. And now there's a connection in there because First Man starred Ryan Gosling, Lightyear is voiced by Chris Evans, and Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling are starring in The Gray Man. It's just incredible that we're here. I cannot wait to see this film. It looks gorgeous. The animation looks stunning. The backdrops are insanely detailed and intricate. And I cannot wait to see this summer blockbuster that Andy witnessed as a kid that got him to get Buzz Lightyear as a toy when he was a child. Zach, what is your number 2?
Real fast, you do have a super chat to show my shirt.
I know. I want
Okay.
I want you to say a number 2, and then we'll go to the super chat.
So my number 2 is Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm hyped out of my mind for this. That trailer sold me. I hope Taika can pull it off, and then after, especially reading a lot of the run that you told me to read, the Mighty Thor run I'm reading right now, and I really fucking love that. Gore is an awesome villain too. You get Christian Bale, Natalie Portman to come back, 2 people who I never thought would touch a comic book property in a million years now. I'm just excited. And you said it best. I don't like Thor Ragnarok. It's clashing of tones. It's a good movie that I can enjoy for the most part, but when it comes down to the overarching nature of the MCU, it has a lot of issues. With Taika writing and directing, I can't imagine that this isn't a knockout of the park. So this movie's gonna kill it, and I assume I'm gonna love it too.
Yeah, I agree, and I hope so. I hope we're right there. So now we're going to the super chat again. A piece asking for us to show the shirt, and now it's Zach's turn. And you have a Funko of Madara from Naruto, ready to kick the ass of the entire Shinobi army in the
Yep.
middle of the desert.
Yep.
But that's an
Exactly.
awesome shirt.
And then I have this exact Funko behind me somewhere. So.
Weakness disgusts me, as he says. All right, thank you so much for the support, Apists. And now, here is the time, ladies and gentlemen. The time you've all been waiting for. What is the number one? If it's not Top Gun Maverick, what is it? Zach, do you want to throw one guess at what is my number one?
Elvis.
Fuck, you guessed it.
Oh.
It's Elvis, ladies and gentlemen. I love Baz Luhrmann as a director. I think he has a unique, uncanny voice that is unrivaled. I think Austin Butler is about to become one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. He's got this. He's been chosen for Dune. Did you see what Denzel Washington had to say about this kid when he talked to Baz Luhrmann? The trailer is sensational. My dad loves Elvis. He's always shown me Elvis's music and whatnot. So this is going to be an incredible, incredible movie. And just yesterday, an interview came out that Baz Luhrmann sees this as kind of a superhero movie, and the way he explains how he sees it that way, it's very interesting. I saw a lot of people shitting on it, but you don't understand. When Elvis was around, he was almost like a superhero. He was this mythical, legendary figure. Women fainted because he gyrated his hips so much and so well. The dude was out of this world. He was beyond human. There was a power to be in his presence. And so I really like what Baz Luhrmann had to say. It shows he clearly understands. He understands the presence of what Elvis is. He understands like the story he is telling. Obviously, when you talk about biopics, you have the similar issues like, will it be squeaky clean? Will they show the dirty side of it all? I don't know. There's always that fear. Let's hope not. But judging from the trailers, judging from everything we have seen, for everything we have heard, how the film looks, the story of this director, his filmography, I love. So I am salivating to see Elvis on the big screen. And hopefully not too long now. We're a little over a month away. And given that it is Warner Brothers, I'm lacking my chances of seeing this one early. Zach, is your number one Elvis as well?
It's not. It would have been my number 10 honorable mention. I'm not a huge fan of Baz Luhrmann, to be honest. So I like some of his stuff. I love some of his stuff, and I don't like some of his stuff. So
it's Lightyear then.
Well, fuck you. So you guessed. I guessed yours. I guess you guessed mine. So yeah, my number one is Lightyear. It's my second most anticipated film for the entire year. I cannot wait to see this. People I've talked to have seen the first 30 minutes, have told me, Zach, it's just everything that you want and more. And I know I'm gonna cry. You know, as everyone knows, I am one of the biggest Toy Story fans in the entire world. I love Toy Story with my entire heart. And the fact that it is Andy, what is the movie that Andy watched? Well, like that's so fucking cool for me. The saddest part to me is I know this film's only like an hour and a half, probably. Just like every Pixar movie is like only an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. I hope it's longer, but
let's see. I'm now curious. Continue as I search, please.
No problem, man. I love Toy Story so much, and I can't express enough. Everything just looks fun about this. And I wasn't gonna watch that new trailer, but when we were at Doctor Strange, it popped up, and I'm like, I'll just watch it.
Just do like me. Put your headphones on. And turn down.
I wanted to do that, but then I'm just like, I already got sucked in the first 5 seconds. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to endure this. And it was incredible. It was the best trailer they have done yet. And I'm in love with this. I bought a Lego set the other day of the Zurg figure fighting Buzz. And I'm sold. It's gonna go back in this area once I build it. But
okay, I was checking, and I was checking like their last few movies. And you're right. Soul and Turning Red were an hour 40. Luca was an hour 35. Coco was an hour 45. But even Toy Story 4 was an hour and 40. Onward was an hour and 40.
So it'll probably be right around there.
They don't even get I mean, because you're treating it, at least from what they say, because you're treating it like a blockbuster, except it's animated, maybe it will be the longest one. Maybe it'll be the one that like extends that threshold of a runtime that they've established as like their norm. Here's hoping, or maybe 100 minutes, it's perfectly fine and it works for the film, you know. But yeah, that's a good list. Let's see in the live chat if you guys have any other suggestions. I saw Charlie. Charlie McGivern, he's here. Hi, Charlie. Thank you for being here. Number 1, Nope. Number 2, Bullet Train. I will tell you what, I like the idea of Bullet Train, and maybe if I had seen the trailer, it would be in my top 5, but I've not seen the trailer. I've stayed away from any trailers, and that's what I'm going to do right now, from now on, with Sony movies. I don't want to see anything from Sony movies. I've seen the first teaser, and that's it. I see first teasers, and that's it. But for Bullet Train, I don't even need that. Brad Pitt, Andrew Koji, Aaron Taylor Johnson, a ton of Bad Bunny is in there as well, so I hope he dies real fast. So yeah, Bullet Train, Thor: Love and Thunder, Lightyear, The Gray Man, honorable mention, Spiderhead, the other Joseph Kosinski movie coming out, Top Gun 2 would be number 1. Same here. I need to see a trailer for Spiderhead, because the one thing that worries me is that has been a film that has been in the works for a while. It was like supposed to come out last year, and hasn't happened since then. So I hope it's good, but I need to see something from it. But it's a good shot. And that is it. I took care of the spammer. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Tony Movie Chappie. Thank you, Aaron, for calling it out.
That's a great name. I'm sorry, I was lagging, or else I would have grabbed it. Oh, they're back.
No worries.
Nope,
no
they're
worries.
back. Nope, they're back.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to get them.
All right. Thank you. But yeah, those are our top 5 most anticipated movies of the summer. Zach, before you go on, we have around 3 more minutes to get to the 45-minute mark, and then we have to go to your questions because we have to cut today's show off at 90 minutes. Top Gun Maverick. It's this week, dude. After so many delays, after so many years, after being in our most anticipated movie of the year lists for what?
It stopped being in mine. It stopped being in mine.
Not 30
like the
years
second
in a row,
year.
3 years in a row.
Yeah.
We're finally here. We're finally going to see it. I'm so excited. I'm a huge Joseph Kosinski fan. We've talked about this recently, but I enjoy Tron Legacy for what it is. I like Oblivion a lot. I think Oblivion is a really good movie. The ending I'm not a fan of, but that's like the very, very ending. You know? I'm not a fan of how it ends. I'm not a fan of like the reveals at the end of that film. But Tony Movie Chappie, Avatar: The Way of Water comes out in December, so it's not a summer movie. That's why we didn't mention it. But maybe at the end of the summer, top 5 most anticipated movies for the rest of the year. Maybe we'll mention it then. But I cannot wait for this. Top Gun is incredible. I've been waiting for this sequel. And I've stayed away from the reactions, but the little glimpses that I couldn't avoid, I need this movie in my life so much. What are your thoughts on Top Gun Maverick? How excited are you? And when are you seeing it? Is it Wednesday as well? Wednesday.
I'm seeing it Wednesday in Dolby. So I'm trying my best not to get too hyped about it, because now the reactions, I don't want to go in there and be like the odd one out that's like, oh, I didn't like it. You know,
get hyped and then at the door leave your expectations.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm more excited.
Oh no, not again, Zechariah. Where'd you go?
Okay.
He's back. He's back.
So like I was mentioning, I've only seen the first trailer, the very first one. I've never seen anything else. So I have no idea what to expect from this movie. I don't really even know the story. But you mentioned Joseph Kosinski, who I'm gonna be a little bit honest here. Never seen Tron. I've only seen elements of it, which is pretty cool. And I've never seen Oblivion. I own them both, and I actually plan on watching them both either the week of or before. But I have seen Only the Brave, and
Only the Brave is really good. Only the
and
Brave is
it's
really
a
good.
Arizona local story, so that movie hits
That's
a little bit
true.
harder. So, but the thing I love about the movie is that family bond, that brotherly bond that he got between everyone, and I expect him to bring that same adventure in Top Gun. And then what I have seen of Oblivion and Tron, that style of directing. I was telling Griffin the other day, I was like, honestly, like, if that person wasn't going to direct Fantastic Four, Joseph Kosinski would be a perfect choice. The family
Oh, what?
element, the visual style, it's one of my top choices. Like if they weren't going to
I
get
mean,
that
both of them
person,
have a J and a K for their initials, so it works
very
out.
very very true. So
And then
I
in
just think
ski, both their last names end in ski.
oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. But for me, he is one of the most underrated directors working right now.
Yeah,
I think this is going to
I
be the
agree.
film that finally, and hopefully Spiderhead or Spiderweb or whatever the fuck it's called does not ruin his streak, because he
Spiderhead,
also directed
yeah.
that. So, but I imagine there will be some fun in that.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, let's go to some rapid top fives. Lady Aaron, for me, my most anticipated movie of the summer is The Gray Man, Top Gun Maverick, Lightyear, and Elvis. So very similar top fives. John McGivern, forgot about Jurassic World. That looks great too. I think Jurassic World looks great. The issue is I really hated the last one. So it couldn't quite crack my top five, but like just judging how the first trailer, because I haven't seen the second trailer, just judging how the first trailer for this one looks, I think it looks really good. Jigo AP, my top five. 5, The Gray Man. Number 4, Lightyear. Number 3, Men. Number 2, Nope. Number 1, Love and Thunder.
Hey, as a heads up, my internet service might go out. They're gonna shut it all down.
All right.
So
All
just
right.
a heads up if I disappear.
All right. I'll get started with not live questions, with the questions on the community tabs. So if you guys still want to put in the questions, go to our community tabs, one or the other. Which one do you prefer? Tony Movie Chat, my top 5, Jurassic World Dominion. Number 4, Nope. Number 3, Crimes of the Future. Number 2, Lightyear. And number 1, Avatar The Way of Water. But that only comes out in December. So it's going to be a sucky summer, my friend. I'm only joking. But yeah, that one only comes out in December. So yeah, that is it. That's it for the top 5. Thank you guys for sharing. Now let's go into your live questions. Okay, I was checking if you were still with us, Zach, because I wasn't sure. And
Okay.
our first question comes in from Dominican Scott. Ooh, I'm sure you want to talk about this. More shows are getting canceled this month. What are your thoughts? It's the almighty axe of Zaslav. He sees no profit. He sees it as counterproductive for the direction he wants to steer the company in. So he's axing them. What were the shows that were canceled? Batwoman was one of them. I had given on Batwoman. Obviously, we talked about that and Legends of Tomorrow last week. But now this week, a ton of other shows that I never seen, barely even heard of. So I'm not surprised, man. There were shows there, and I'm like, oh, this was still on, or oh,
Yeah,
this is
some
a
of
new
them,
show.
I'm like, do you just renew this to renew it? Like, is there anyone watching this still?
Yeah, it shows that I see nobody watching, see nobody talking about. So I'm not too surprised. So yeah.
I have a question from
Yeah, go.
mine. Are we going back and forth? But my
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is, are
As
we
long as
all
you're
do
here.
Doctor Strange spoilers?
We are. It's been enough time. So there is a possibility of us talking Doctor Strange spoilers. If you have not seen Doctor Strange, this is your fair warning to go watch it, because it's a really good movie. It's my number 3 of the year. So yeah.
All right.
We're
Ready?
allowed to talk Doctor Strange spoilers. Yes.
Joe Fletcher asks, guys, does John Krasinski have a deal with Paramount, and what is the details of this deal, if you guys know? Will it affect him from starring and directing movies for other studios in the future? Fantastic
No.
Four question mark?
No, because you can't you can't hold anyone to an exclusive deal.
And I did look
You
into this
can't-
detail.
yeah.
I did look into the deal before we hopped on. So the deal results in any ideas he has.
Oh, is it
Has
a
to go
first
with
look deal?
Yes. Yes. So
Okay,
just like
a first look deal is
yeah.
a first look deal essentially is, hey, I have this idea. He has to show it to Paramount first. If Paramount doesn't want it, he can go to another studio.
Yep.
That's all.
So
it means.
and that's how it is right now. So Imaginary Friends is his next directorial film.
Mhm.
He wrote the script, showed it to Paramount. Paramount bought it. Now, for some reason, Paramount was like, we don't have the money or the finances. We don't think that film's going to work out. John Krasinski could have taken that to Netflix, Hulu,
Exactly.
Disney, Searchlight, anyone he wanted to, and they could have looked at it and been like, oh, I'll take that. And then he goes and directs it for them. It's kind of like I think how Nolan was, but Warner Brothers like literally always took Nolan's movies at that time and point in time. So, and I also won't be surprised if like Universal signs him up for a first look deal. You know what I mean? So, that's all it is. Will he? I'm gonna be honest with you, Ren. After hearing the news today of the certain things that Justin Kroll said, and then I can't remember the other guy's name, Richard Newby, I think. I don't think he's Mr. Fantastic going forward. I think there's still a chance he directs, but I don't think he's I don't think he's Mr. Fantastic.
Don't break my. I don't need my heart broken today, Zach. Okay, it's a Saturday. Leave me be.
I know, but I'm just telling you.
All right, Jorge. Theories on Avengers: Secret Wars. If it happens, there's nothing to theorize because it would be building an if on top of an if. Because first and foremost, we're theorizing that if it happens. Like, to theorize on something, there needs to be a concrete piece of evidence or a concrete plan. Like, if someone had said, Kevin Feige, hey, we're officially doing Secret Wars. That's going to be the next Avengers movies. Then we could theorize on where we're at right now.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Something.
They're doing Secret Wars.
No, that would be fucking perfect. It is Marvel related, though.
Ooh.
According to Disney UK on the app, She-Hulk will be coming out on August 17th.
Okay. I'm still in Portugal then. Oh.
Yeah.
I might not be home, though. Shit.
So, and that makes sense because that is a Wednesday.
That is a Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that will be our breaking our topic next week, because now that broke, maybe they'll launch a trailer. All right. Yeah, so like I was saying, Jorge, there's nothing to theorize about because there's just nothing concrete to take as a starting point for what we're going to theorize. So as soon as they officially announce it, then we can theorize about it. Zach, what's next?
All right. Next, we have... I like this question. G. Colby says, I saw Austin Burke do this video, but what's your MCU Mount Rushmore for films, heroes, and villains? Basically 4 from each category you based on your love for them. So let's start with the films first. Do you want to go first or me?
I'm going to go to my Letterboxd. So my Mount Rushmore of movies would be Endgame, Avengers, Civil War, and Infinity War. What about you, Zach?
Pulling up mine. So my number 1, my Mount Rushmore would be No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy, Endgame, Black Panther. That would be mine. Those are my 4 favorites. So
for characters, I mean, very obvious, but it's got to be Captain America. It's got to be Iron Man. It's got to be Thor. And honestly, after that, I'm going to have to go with Spider-Man.
Okay, so I'm going to get hate for this because I'm going to go different.
Ooh.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
Rocket Raccoon.
That's a choice. Okay.
Black Panther. And
I'll do Cap. How do you not have at least one of the 2 pillars? Because the MCU has 2 pillars. Undeniably. I was like, how are you gonna have 2
but
of those?
if we now let's do something fun.
Okay.
Post Endgame. Phase 4 people only. Phase 4 people only.
Phase 4? Mm-hmm. Spider-Man. I mean, we may be able to say Thor in July, but right now, fair enough. Thor is not allowed. Spider-Man, Sam Wilson, Doctor Strange.
There's like 2 that I'm shocked you haven't said.
Ooh, I'm not ready to say Moon Knight as a pillar because
I'm
it
not,
is so
not
apart.
Moon Knight.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Loki
Wow. Okay.
because we haven't seen the last of
So
Loki.
Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Florence Pugh.
Too early for me to say Florence Pugh,
Mm,
particularly
no
because
way.
she's mostly been on the evil side of things.
Fair enough. Okay, fine.
So I can't. I just can't.
Villains.
But
What
fair enough.
about villains?
Oh,
Overall.
Wanda, Loki, Thanos, and Killmonger, bar none. Like, there's no
I
argument for me regarding that.
I would use that same list, but I'm going to take out Loki and put Vulture.
Wow. Wow.
I think Loki's an awesome villain, but the thing is, for me, he's more of a hero at this point. I've just never swayed to him as a villain.
Wow.
He's more of an
Okay.
anti-hero, so I will
Damn.
never put him in those lists. And the
Damn.
last time I ranked villains, he was so fucking low, and people were like, "How is he low?" I'm like, he's only bad in one movie. He just had a bad day at the office. You know?
Oh. All right. Joe Fletcher. Thoughts on Zack Snyder fans botting? This was fucking hilarious. Botting Twitter accounts for Army of the Dead to find that fan to win that fan Oscar. I still think it was stupid having that award, but I still think Zack deserves it after everything he's been through. So let me just say this: where I will fundamentally, respectfully, but fundamentally disagree is Snyder or anyone deserving an Oscar. Like, you don't deserve an Oscar. You make the best movie, and you win an Oscar because of
It
that.
wasn't even a real Oscar.
The fanfare, yeah, but it wasn't a real Oscar. I thought it was hilarious. It only makes this year's ceremony even more of a disaster. And yeah, it wasn't even for the arm. I mean, I'm sure it was also for that, but the one that I saw the news breakthrough was the Flash breaking through the Speed Force moment, which that's fucking funny, man. That's fucking funny that the Snyder cultists. I say this as you guys know I'm a Snyder fan. Masterpiece of Steel all day, every day, baby. But yeah. Yeah, I thought it was funny. And yeah, just the entire ceremony couldn't be worse. I mean, just when we thought the entire ceremony couldn't be worse, this happens. Zach, any thoughts?
I just thought it was funny. I didn't really have much more to it.
All right, what about you, Zach? What's next?
Oh, okay.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right, let me look. What is a divisive movie where you fall on the negative side? For me, I didn't like Darren Aronofsky's Mother at all. Ren, you got one?
What's the second part of the question? What is the divisive movie that
where you fall on the negative side? For him, it was Darren Aronofsky's Mother.
Oh, divisive movies.
What's Sam Levinson's first film? Assassination Nation's Mine. Fucking hated that film. Hated that movie.
Old. I fucking hate Old. I fucking hate The Counselor.
That movie's divisive? I thought that movie was just hated. Everyone like The Counselor?
I mean, I hate. Well, Hereditary isn't divisive. Most people love it.
Unless you're the general.
Yeah, I mean, most Gaspar Noé's movies are very divisive. I fall on the hate side in 95% of his movies. I think he's a shit director, a shit storyteller. Like, I see no value in the things he does. I'm being harsh, but it's true. So yeah. Robert Meyer Burnett likes The Counselor. Like, he's the one person I know for a fact likes The Counselor, but just right now when I search for divisive movies, The Counselor came up, so I had to mention it.
Okay.
House of Gucci, I guess, was divisive. That's shit as well. So yeah.
That was garbage.
Yeah, I agree.
It's my turn. Joe Fletcher, if you had to give a percentage, what is the chance that Discovery restores the Snyderverse, as Discovery has been open on their love for Zack Snyder's Justice League? 0. We talked about this a few times, but it's not a matter anymore of Warner Brothers or Discovery or anything. Zack Snyder
is done. He, as a person, as a storyteller, he has moved on. He wants to do his own thing. He now has a deal, I believe, with Netflix. Not exclusive. You can't do that. That is not legal. But
It's a
he now
first
has
look.
a first look with Netflix and all that. So I just don't think he's interested. Now, do I know for a fact? Did I look into? No, absolutely not. But as things stand, with everything that we do know from both sides, I give it a big fat 0. But you guys know me. Masterpiece of Steel I love. Batman v Superman I like. I really enjoyed Zack Snyder's Justice League. If he comes back, I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy to eat my words. But as things stand right now, I give it a big fat 0. With big confidence in giving it that. Zach, what about you?
It's not even just him. It's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's done. Ben's done.
Yeah, also that.
He's done too. I mean, a lot of they're back. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're
okay.
giving your answer. I'll take care of it.
So I think this is my thing with Zack Snyder. I'm happy for him. You know, he's moved on. He did the Snyder Cut for fans, and he still got shit from Warner Brothers
And for
what
himself.
he couldn't do. Yeah. And I was happy he did. I fucking love that movie. I love his entire trilogy. Man of Steel is a fucking masterpiece. Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, I thoroughly enjoy and I really, really like. And I love a lot of choices he did in that. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League was perfect. It was perfect. I wouldn't have changed a single thing. I love the 4-hour runtime. Is it maybe could have cut out some? Sure, but it doesn't matter. It's his director's cut. That's what he wanted to do. It's his almost his entire vision. If there was a couple things Warner Brothers didn't let him do. But for me, man, I love this movie. And I love him, but he's not coming back. Mm-hmm. I'd rather see him do original stuff like Army of the Dead and Rebel Moon, which I'm really excited to see Rebel Moon because that was his Star Wars script. So it is pretty much going to be his version of Star Wars, which will be cool. Yeah. But yeah, nah, he's not coming back. The only thing I could say, I could see them bringing the story elements back. They're there. They could do that, you know, just with different capabilities. Like, I don't know, fucking Henry Cavill, you know, maybe we bring him back. That's really all I care about at this point.
I was about to say something, but I can't say it. What's next, Zach?
Put it in the private chat.
Okay. But what's next?
So next we have Joe Fletcher. Thoughts on Christopher Walken playing the Emperor in Dune Part 2. I love this.
So awesome.
This is there's never been more perfect casting than this. And what Florence Pugh will be playing his daughter.
Must flow.
So that's cool.
I fucking love this. When I saw it, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, this is inspired casting. This,
oh yeah,
Denis Villeneuve went out there and was like, you know what? Nobody's expecting this, and everybody's gonna love it. My God, I just happy. I mean, are we in for the reconnaissance? Completely different person. For the reconnaissance, I hope we see that, man, because so good.
He's doing some British show right now.
Yeah, The Outlaws. I just started watching that.
I heard it's good.
I don't know how he's in Britain because he's playing himself. But yeah, it's from Stephen Merchant, so of course it's good. Joe Fletcher, what is the most overrated and underrated movie of all time for you guys? For me, it is the original Blade Runner for overrated. Joe, my brother, I love you. Do not break my heart. That is incorrect, my friend. That is incorrect. And The Edge of 17 overrated? For underrated. Yeah. Underrated and overrated.
I have mine for overrated.
I mean, you know what I'm going to say for underrated. Well, I have a few for, I mean, yeah. Do you want to go first? You go first.
Yeah, sure. Overrated, every Ridley Scott movie besides Gladiator. All of his movies are overrated. Blade Runner, overrated.
Incorrect.
Still good. It's just overrated. Alien, very overrated. Very overrated. Yeah, you name any of his films besides literally Gladiator, that everything's not as hyped up as it is to be. He is a.
What about Alien Covenant, Zach, or Prometheus?
I love those two. But they're not hyped up. But they're not hyped up. People shit on. I would argue divisive films. Those are divisive movies that I'm on the positive side on. So,
well, like, I would say Prometheus is divisive. I think most people, unfortunately, really disliked Covenant. What about The Martian?
Oh, I like that movie. I like that movie.
All right.
But I think I didn't really see the hype on that one. Underrated though, This Means War. One of the most underrated romantic comedies. I just fucking love that movie. It's so fun. It's so stupid. Is it absolutely terrible? And did it make Tom Hardy never want to do a rom-com again? Absolutely. But now he's doing Venom. So I never say never. That's a rom-com in itself.
Yeah. By the way, I saw J. Cole P's comment about Fatboy Slim music video, and I just remember that Denis Villeneuve thought Dune 2 needed more cowbell. If you guys have never seen that Saturday Night Live sketch, please go watch. Just type in SNL more cowbell. It's
Will Ferrell's in it too, if that sells you.
Yeah. So underrated and overrated for me. Did I skip anything? No, I didn't skip anything. I thought I had another question that I skipped. Underrated, Man of Steel is a runner-up, but the most underrated movie of all time is Treasure Planet. You guys know what I'm going to say. It's that. Overrated, Hereditary. Hereditary is very overrated. Doesn't live up to the hype whatsoever. So yeah, those are mine. Zach, what comes next?
Alrighty then. Lady Aram, what are some of the scariest scenes or moments that you've ever watched in a TV show and movie, and why?
I mean, the entirety of The Exorcist, the original.
That's a comedy. That's funny.
No, it's not, Zach. It's the greatest horror movie ever made.
So
Hereditary exists because of the Exorcist.
I get one comment a week on my Letterboxd of my top favorite comedies of all time. The Exorcist is in there.
How dare you?
And every time someone's like, "Why is this in your top?"
Exactly. They should question it because it makes no sense.
It's so funny. It's a funny movie.
I mean, nobody's going to get this reference, but whenever Doctor Who uses weeping angels in an episode, it's fucking creepy. I despise the weeping angels. I hate them. They're awful because I am afraid of them. Silence is also very creepy. So yeah. What about you, Zach?
The first time I watched The Witch, every single moment in that bar house.
That entire movie.
With the hands. Oh, man. No.
What dost thou want?
Got right under my skins. Hereditary, there's a couple things in there that did fuck me up personally. Because scares are opinionated. Some people, everyone's scared by something different. And Hereditary, when you see the mom in the corner, when he gets up, and just kind of goes from there. I was like, nope, I'm good.
I was like, what's she doing? Is she Spider-Man?
That's what my girlfriend said too. She thinks it's a comedy.
It is.
See, and that's
now
how The Exorcist is The Exorcist is a comedy to me. I don't want to hype this movie up for you, so I'm not. But there's some eerie directing choices that Alex Garland does in Men.
Oh, in Men. I was like,
that's not jump scare. It didn't scare me, but it was intense.
Oh, speaking of Alex Garland, the bear scene in Annihilation. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that's a doozy.
It was really good. But yeah, that's kind of what's off the top of my head.
Joe Fletcher, are there any movies in the series of movies that you try to forget exists and in your mind is not canon? For me, the Star Wars sequel trilogy is just fan fiction. I respect that. I disagree, but I respect that. Not really. No, I don't do that with any movie. I mean, I guess one valid answer would be X-Men: The Last Stand, but the X-Men franchise itself deleted it from history. So I don't do that with anything. Like, movies just exist. The franchise exists. Even the ones I don't like. I mean, I never rewatched the Clone Wars movie, but I don't pretend it doesn't exist because I love the Clone Wars that came after it. So yeah, I don't do that with any. I maybe it's just a me thing, but I just never think about the stuff that I don't like too hard. But whenever I go to do my marathons of franchises, I just watch them all really, except Star Wars Clone Wars movie. Zach, what about you?
No, same here, man. Same here.
All right.
So
what comes next?
Next we have Andrew Self, how would you rank the following 5 actresses based solely on acting abilities? Florence Pugh, Anya Taylor-Joy, Margot Robbie, Zendaya, and Saoirse Ronan.
Ooh, that's Sophie's choice. Number 1, Margot Robbie. Number 2, Anya Taylor-Joy. Number 3, Florence Pugh. Watch Lady Macbeth. That's all you need to watch from her. Number 4, Zendaya, and number 5, Saoirse Ronan. Like all 5-star careers, all 5-star quality. But yeah, that's mine.
Number 1, Margot Robbie. 2, Anya Taylor-Joy. 3, Zendaya. 4, Florence Pugh. 5, Saoirse Ronan. But I would tie Florence Pugh and Saoirse Ronan because Saoirse Ronan in Brooklyn is
she's incredible. Saoirse
I still
Ronan,
that's my
Lady
favorite.
Bird.
Yeah, but that's still my favorite performance is Brooklyn from her. I love that movie.
Joe Fletcher. Now that Ahsoka has started filming, name 3 cameos you would love to see in the show. I don't want to see cameos in Ahsoka. I mean, we're going to. If there's a show that makes sense for us to see cameos, it's probably that one. We could probably see Mando. It wouldn't be a far stretch. Does Mando and Grogu count as one, or do we count it as 2?
That counts as one. Because
Okay,
if
that
Mando's
counts
there, they'd be together.
Okay.
Which you want to
Mando
hear
and
something
Grogu.
funny?
Yeah.
So my dad's finally gonna watch Boba Fett, right?
Yes. Oh, Boba Fett. Okay.
Tell me why. Tell me why though. He clicks on Mandalorian and starts watching Mandalorian.
Okay.
And he comes and asks me, he goes, "Where's Boba Fett?" He goes, "Did they just redo like parts of the original?" Because he doesn't really remember the show. And I'm like, I walk in, I'm like, "You're watching fucking Mandalorian." He goes, "Oh, okay."
All right. You
Yeah.
went in with the better show, with the good show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Mando and Grogu. I guess we can see Luke again. Why not? Hera. I hope we see Hera. What about you?
Zeb, Hera, and Chopper.
All right, they're back again.
I will go as far to say to tell you. I will go as far to say and tell you, I would not be shocked if they're. I would be shocked if they're not in this. All 3 of them.
Okay.
Sabine's one of the main characters. So Ahsoka's one of the main characters. I assume
Sabine
Ezra
is
probably
one
will
of the
be.
main characters.
So.
All right. It's your turn. Sorry, I was about to read, but it's your turn.
No problem. Joe Fletcher, when do you think we will see Harley Quinn again in the DCEU?
Ooh. The next Suicide Squad?
I don't think
Because
we're
the things they have announced. Oh, we're definitely getting another one.
I don't think so. I hope
Isn't
I'm
James
wrong.
Gunn already writing it? I thought that we had heard that, but
He's just doing 3 spin-off TV shows right now.
Okay. I highly doubt we're not getting another one. Let's just say that. Yeah, right now I don't know. So I guess my guess would be the next Suicide Squad, whenever that comes. What about you?
I'm gonna be honest, and I hope to God I'm wrong. I have a gut feeling we will never see her again. At least Margot, at least Margot Robbie.
That's the only Harley Quinn that counts.
It is, but
they already hit the jackpot with that one.
I know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope tomorrow it is announced that Suicide Squad 500 is announced with Margot Robbie leading the charge, or another Harley Quinn spinoff film. I don't give a fuck. I hope we see her again. I don't see it.
All right.
I don't see it.
Geek OVP. You know how people criticize the MCU for not letting the directors have creative freedom or getting directors who don't have a distinct style or voice compared to DC? With the exception of a few, of course, like James Gunn, Taika Waititi, and recently Sam Raimi, does a distinct style really make you a good director? So before I read the rest, no, but it helps. It definitely helps to be someone who, when you watch one of their films, you're like, this is a person X or Y or Z movie.
I know directors like John Watts, Peyton Reed, and even the Russos get a lot of crap for not having a style, but a lot of directors who are beloved don't really have a style too. Don't get as much criticisms for this, like James Mangold, Drew Goddard, and even, this may sound blasphemous for some, Ridley Scott and James Cameron. Don't really have a style that's specifically them, yet still made great films like Logan, Cabin in the Woods, Alien, and T2. I definitely see a point in what Geek is trying to say, but I think it definitely helps if you are someone who has a distinct style. I will also say the big difference between a James Cameron, a Ridley Scott, James Mangold, Drew Goddard hasn't done hasn't done a lot of movies yet, so I'm going to take him out of the conversation for argument's sake. But like, when people notice James Gunn, when people notice Taika Waititi, when people notice John Watts, Peyton Reed is kind of an exception, but when people notice the Russos, when they did Marvel movies, was when they came in to Marvel. I will also say, my stance on people who say directors don't have creative freedom. That's just false. That's just wrong. You can like or not like the movies they give us, but it's just false.
I think Sam Raimi's latest movie kind of shows that his directing was able to showcase. So
yeah, because there's a difference between not having freedom and collaboration or compromise. Compromise does not mean not getting freedom. Compromise does not mean not getting your voice heard. So that's my say. What about you, Zach?
You nailed it all on the head. I just think for me, I don't know, like, it's the compromise part that's a big part of it, but also, like, some directors have a distinctive style and some don't. I mean, that's really it. Like, honestly, I don't think the Russo brothers have a distinctive style. I just think they make really good movies.
Yeah.
Or they
honestly, a director we love. If you ask me what is Alex Garland's distinct style, I mean, dark stories. That's not a style thing, I can tell you what his style is.
After you see Men, I think there is one too there.
Okay,
but it is reminiscent of other.
Spoiling?
No, okay. Because it's very much it's more Ex Machina than it is Annihilation, in my opinion.
Okay.
In like the way of the story. So, but that's the difference is that some of his style is a little bit reminiscent of some other directors. So, you might the way I put style is if you watch a movie without knowing it's that director, would you know it's that director's film?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I watch What We Do in the Shadows and I didn't know that was Taika Waititi, I would assume this is Taika Waititi watching the film.
Okay.
So, that's the way I look at it.
We got 15 more minutes. Go.
All right, next up, G. Colby, what are some films that you didn't like at all that would make film Twitter raise them pitchforks at you?
Hereditary.
I think I have one that it seems like film Twitter hated Malcolm and Marie, and I loved it. So
my number 2
I'll be
movie
the opposite.
Of the year.
So yeah.
Alrighty. Hereditary for me. I guess that's just utter shit. And I guess Malcolm and Marie as well. All right, we got an MTV Movie Awards question from GeekOEP, which I have no idea what is going on there. We're definitely not going to go through all the nominations. So let's stick to Best Movie and Best Show. I know you guys probably don't care about this. Nope, I don't. I don't know about Zach. I don't want to assume. But just to be funny, what are your thoughts on the MTV Movie and TV Awards nominees? If you haven't read the nominations, here they are just in case for the categories that matter. You don't have to read all of them. All right, so Best Movie, Zach. Best Movie: Dune, Scream, that's already weird, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Adam Project, and The Batman. It's really only between two movies. I'm gonna go with Best Movie. If it was Best Director, I would go the other way, but Best Movie, The Batman.
What about you?
Again, real fast.
Dune, Scream, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Atom Project, and The Batman.
Batman. All day, every day.
All right.
Batman. Even though I love Dune, give me Dune Part 2. Once I see
Yeah.
that completed story, I might change my mind.
All right. Best show: Euphoria, Inventing Anna, Loki, Squid Game, Ted Lasso, and Yellowstone. Loki. No questions about it. Loki. Haven't seen
Same.
Inventing Anna. I mean, I saw the first episode of Inventing Anna. Had to tap out. Just completely not interested. Squid Game was shit. Well, it was all right. But the hype didn't justify it. Ted Lasso, I didn't make it past the first 2 episodes. And Yellowstone, I really want to watch, but I still haven't seen. So yeah. Zach, what's next?
Next we got Lady Aaron. I don't know if you guys are a huge fan of Mario video games, but if you guys are, what's your favorite character in the Mario's video game series and franchise, or why?
Nope. I've played one Mario game. That's it.
I play more of the party and kart racing ones. I play the other ones, but not enough to tell you. I love the 1,000-year Paper Mario door, whatever, the one on the GameCube. That was cool. But I favorite character, Yoshi, I guess. I don't know.
All right. GGOP, does expectations ruin a movie for you that people accuse others? Oh, okay. Does expectations ruin a movie for you and that people accuse others for the wrong reasons? Sometimes, especially recent to the Multiverse of Madness, people are saying they didn't like it because they were expecting it to be a cameo fest. Hell, I even saw a tweet thinking Zach was one of those people with his video about cameos he wished he would see in Doctor Strange 2 and bashing him, which was a dick move on their part. So we talked a lot about how expectations hurt a movie. Expectations, art doesn't owe you anything. Movies don't owe you anything. Like if you go in with expectations, specific expectations that is, and you are disappointed, that's on you. That's on us if we do that with movies, because movies are there. They already exist. When the trailers come out, the plan is already lined up. Movie's going to happen as it is, and it shouldn't change because of reactions. So absolutely, expectations ruin the experience, ruin the movies, and get in the way of actual criticism. It becomes that thing that I've talked about several times, where you step over this line of judging a movie for what you want it to be instead of judging a movie for what it is. Zach, anything to add?
No. I just you hit it all, so I didn't.
What a pain in the ass! Jesus Christ! Not you, the spammer.
Remember that one time when I did a live stream, the same thing kept happening.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? What about you? You said
Joe Fletcher, top 3 lightsaber duels.
Luke versus Vader in the throne room in Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Luke versus Vader in Empire Strikes Back. Kylo Ren and Rey versus the Praetorian Guard in The Last Jedi.
All right, so mine is pretty similar. I have the throne room, I have the Praetorian Guards, and my next one would be the Revenge of the Sith, Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
All right, you like a dance.
I do. I like the dance. But then, I don't know, it's tough because that Phantom Menace one's really good too. Yeah. Wait. Cut the Revenge of the Sith out. Darth Maul versus Ahsoka.
Oh, from Clone Wars. Okay, that one I get. GQP, I saw the article about Elizabeth Olsen feeling frustrated about turning down roles for movies like The Lobster because of her commitment to the MCU. What do you make of all this? Happens with everyone. Obviously, with MCU, with a deal that you already lined up for X amount of years, so if they want to, you have to go. But like it happens with everyone. You always, like, just this week, I'm not going to say what, but I was doing extra work on something, and then a really fun opportunity came, but I was already booked for that day for this other project. So as much as I wanted to, I couldn't. It's frustrating. It's going to happen a lot more. Like you said, a lot of people are just piling on their preconceived notions against the MCU, and they're using that to fuel how they want this to be seen. So those are my thoughts. Zach?
I also think I don't think she's completely frustrated. I'm sure she's like, oh, it sucks I missed that role because that movie turned
Yeah,
out to be
she's
great.
frustrated like that she had to say no that one time. Like she's
But
not
also,
frustrated to this day.
It's not like she's been like, oh god, I can't wait to not stop playing Wanda.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I
Tomorrow,
don't
if they
think she
offer
went to
her,
bed. I don't think she went to bed yesterday like, oh god damn it, the MCU.
that's why I think a lot of the things that, and we've seen this, Oscar Isaac talked about it, and even she did. Kevin Feige collaborates with his actors on shows and the movies. It was her idea to wear the original Scarlet Witch outfit for the WandaVision Halloween episode. She had a lot of input on WandaVision, and Oscar Isaac had a lot of input on Moon Knight. Without Oscar Isaac, Ethan Hawke would not have been on that show. So, like, actors get their capabilities. If you provide material good for them, it's why she wants to keep coming back to this character, because it's not the same thing every single time. It's something different. And if they decide to do another Scarlet Witch thing, which I think they will, probably a movie, I would honestly bet money on that. That is another part of her life that is different for that character. We've now seen this progression. Let's see that next piece of it, and it's something that would probably intrigue her to do so. Plus, she'd get her own solo film. So who the fuck doesn't want their own solo film in the MCU,
Yeah. All right, what's next? What do you got?
Next one we got. Are you guys excited about Hayden Panettiere coming back as Kirby in Scream 6? I know I am. This is from G. Colby Porter, and I will say abso-fucking-lutely yes. Very, very excited.
Yes, sir. Excited.
Dude, they just keep sending more.
But we knew an error occurred. Okay, I already took care of this one then.
Okay.
Even though it's not disappearing, I'm assuming there's an error because I've already blocked it. Yeah, very excited. Let's see what they do with her character. Lady Aaron, what are your thoughts on the cast for Francis Ford Coppola's new movie Megalopolis that will start filming later this year? I only know of Adam Driver. I don't know of anyone else that's been cast. Intrigued. Let's see what Coppola does. He hasn't directed
Nathaniel Emmanuel's is on it. Who's the girl from
Nathalie Emmanuel?
Yeah, she's in
Nathalie
it.
Emmanuel.
She's in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that combo. And the man hasn't directed a movie in like 20 years. He's just remastered all his old movies. So let's hope he's still got something in him. What about you, Zach?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Coppola, there's a lot of movies of his that I've actually never seen, but this guy is self-funding this fucking film. He sold off his wine company. He sold this. He sold that. He really believes in this film. So it's a sci-fi film from Coppola. I hope it's his best film yet, which is a heavy thing to say, but I think that, yeah. So.
Sure. All right. What do you got?
Lady Aaron, what are some moments and memories of video games that you guys played when you were younger that made you love video games and were moments that you would never forget to this very day? I have a funny one to this.
Go.
Okay, so we're at my friend's house playing. Do you remember the game Army of Two by any chance? Like that military shooter?
Yes.
Co-op?
Yes.
So me and my friend were playing the first one, okay? And his dad let us rent it. We're playing it.
Okay.
We beat it because it's a short game. So we run to tell his dad. Doors shut, and we hear moaning.
Oh, God.
And at that
and because
very
of that,
day,
you love video games? Because that's
no.
what you're
Oh, no.
You're gonna be on it. Okay.
Oh, no. It's just a moment I will never forget. Every time I think about that game, that is the exact thing I think about. And I never went back to their house. In reality, though, younger, probably honestly defeating the original Pokemon like champion in the silver or the red and blue, like that, just feeling like accomplished that I'd done something like that, like gone through the entire game was pretty big.
In Gold and Silver, he wasn't even beating the champion. He was beating Red afterwards in the cave.
Yeah. And it was awesome.
The Snorlax and the Blastoise and all that. That was a big victory.
Or catching your first legendary. Catching your first legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like the one that's on the like when I caught Lugia, I was like, oh my god, I just did it. You know, so
good shout.
A lot of good picks, man. Yeah.
All right. GKVP, would you guys consider actors with limited range as bad actors or talented when given the right role that plays to their strengths? For example, Keanu Reeves, Mark Wahlberg, Adam Sandler, Chris Pratt. They're just good actors with less range, but
they get stuck in that shtick. I think that's a big thing. They get stuck in this shtick.
But even Keanu Reeves, we've seen him being great at comedy. We've seen Mark Wahlberg being great at comedy. Adam Sandler, probably blasphemous, but I think he's been better in dramas than he's ever been at comedies. Chris Pratt has shown range. I will say that. I will defend Chris Pratt in that sense that I think he's shown a lot of range.
What do you think's his best performance besides Star-Lord? Like, yeah,
it wouldn't be Star-Lord. Hang on, Chris.
It's gonna end up being Field, if I'm being honest, but.
Chris Pratt performances, filmography. The Kid, Avengers Endgame. Lego Movie might be one. He showed real gravitas in Passengers, even though that wasn't the best movie. Zero Dark 30. Yeah, Zero Dark 30 is his best performance.
I forgot he's in there.
Money.
You know why? You know why I forgot he was? I've never seen Zero Dark 30.
Really?
Never seen it.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I think I own it.
All right. What's next?
All right. Last question, right? We'll do one more.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Okay. Last one. Okay.
Okay, I have one more after that, but yes. Go.
Okay. Joe Fletcher, thoughts on a lot of Hollywood directors coming out and bashing on comic book movies and thinking it is the reason that other type movies don't do well at the box office. It's not just comic book movies, it's blockbusters, but they are obviously looking at comic book movies because those are the ones that are making, almost $1 billion each film. But it's not just that. It's the general going audience that they just don't care anymore to go to the theater. Their movies will be watched on streaming. A big film for that is The Outfit. I did a review for that, and I literally said in my review, I guarantee this review is not going to do good until it hits streaming and VOD. And guess what? It was at 1,000 views. The second it went on Peacock, it's at fucking almost 7,000 views. So nice. There is something to say about the culture of streaming now compared to people going and seeing a movie in theaters. Where me and Ren, you put Garfield in theaters, we're going to go watch it because it's cool. Like, we want to watch Garfield, Well, not really, but the whole point of it is like...
Well, not really, but...
but the whole point of it is there are films that you and me will go see. The Northman just went on VOD. Breaks my fucking heart that that's already on VOD. But...
Saw it 3 times. I did my part.
Yeah. I only saw it once. I didn't.
Well, one of those times was the press screening, so it doesn't really count. So I saw it 2 times.
Yeah, but for me, like, it's films like that will live on a streaming service. And people are like, how did I not see this in theaters? I also think it's just marketing. But The Northman, I would say, marketed really fucking well, really well. So that one's just an issue with people just didn't want to go see it. And also, they probably see from the director of The Lighthouse and The Witch, and they go, nope. Not for me. Yeah. So that happens.
I will add on that it's not the movie's fault. Like, if anything, blockbusters and superhero movies, the fact that people go watch those are only a bigger incentive for them to go watch other movies. The real problem is the general audience. But of course, you cannot blame the audience. Otherwise, you will alienate the audience, and they will not want to support your film. So they decide to just pile on against other movies, which is the stupidest shit. Westerns were the talk of the town in the 60s. They didn't talk shit about Westerns. What else? Erotic thrillers were the talk of the town in the 1990s. They didn't talk shit about erotic thrillers. They celebrated it. So now it's the same with superhero movies, and it sucks. Horror movies in the 80s and 70s even. More 80s than 70s. But there's always that one genre that people talk shit about, but it's never come to this point. And I think it's just not disrespectful to the movies, because the movies themselves don't deserve respect or disrespect, but to the filmmakers, the people who work on these and love working on this and just love any kind of movie and don't look down on any kind of movie. So yeah. All right, last question. And there were a ton of questions, guys. So feel free to copy and paste them for next week's. Keep them like in your notes or in a Word document or anything, and just feel free to come back next week. So yeah, Charlie McGivern, last question. What do you think will be the highest grossing movie of the summer? This is a really good question because I think it's really only between 2 movies. It's either going to be Top Gun Maverick, because Tom Cruise has that power. He's one of the last remaining movie stars, one of 2. It would be one of 3, but since the slap, there's only one of 2, I think. I think it's between Top Gun Maverick and Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't think there's any other movie that has a chance of being the highest grossing movie of the summer. It's between those two. And I think always depends on the reception. One of them, we already know what the reception is kind of being. But I'm not picking Top Gun over Thor. I'm saying those are the two.
You don't think Doctor Strange? It only dropped 66%.
I know, but I don't count that as a summer movie because it's May. We're still in spring.
Oh.
And it's already come out, so it was already not on my mind. So, but yeah, if you want to count three, like top three, it's going to be those three. It's going to be Thor. It's going to be Doctor Strange. It's going to be Top Gun Maverick. Out of the three, maybe Thor, but again, depends on reception. What about you, Zach?
Thor? Okay, so I think those same three, but I think there are two dark horses that you were forgetting. Ooh. One is Lightyear. The last two Toy Story movies made over $1 billion. In fact, I didn't even know this. Toy Story 4 actually made more money than 3. I did not know that. It slowly but surely made a little bit more than it by like 50 million. So Lightyear has that.
Jurassic World is another one.
Yeah. Jurassic World's another one, and I wasn't even going to mention that. I keep forgetting that's coming out in like less than a month. And I'm excited for it, but Minions. Yeah. Minions. That thing is fucking tracking. And I hope I hate it. But okay, so like this is where I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be Thor number 1. I really think Thor number 1. I'm gonna say 2 Jurassic World. I'm gonna say 2 is Jurassic World.
Okay.
3 Top Gun. 4. I'm not including Doctor Strange since you didn't want to, but 4 Lightyear.
I mean, you can.
5 Minions. And
I just don't know about. I think I don't know about Lightyear. I don't know, but I hope it does bang.
If the reception's good, if the reception is great, because let me say that I think if the reception is great, and we'll probably hear about it fairly soon. Comes out in June, right? So
late June.
I'm assuming press screenings for that will start starting probably the first week of June.
Yep.
And we'll kind of go from there, and then for a smaller movie, Elvis is gonna kill it. I think Elvis is gonna
kill it, but it's not gonna be highest grossing. No. Like Elvis is gonna be profitable, and it's gonna reach 500 million at point.
I know you have to go.
That's gonna be like its peak.
One more question: highest grossing film of the year, just off the top of your head. I think it's Avatar. I think Avatar wins.
Avatar or Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yep. If it comes out. They keep saying it will, but...
Well, yeah, true. All right, everyone. That is it for this Week in Geek. We had to cut it short today. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, feel free to, the questions that didn't get answered, note them down on your notes, on a Word document. Keep them for next week, which we will be back next Saturday, I'm sure, with a ton more things to talk about. Thank you so much for joining us. Once more, shout out to channel members, Film Bruna, MSB, and Nate Ankenbauer for supporting the channel, making this and every video possible. And don't forget that there's a link in the description in case you want to become a member and take advantage of all those perks, as a members exclusive Q&A is coming soon. Zach, what do you got coming up this week?
Top Gun, Men, Rescue Rangers, Downton Abbey, all reviews coming out this week, as well leading into the week after that. As a heads up, Ren, I will not be here the last week of May because I will be at Star Wars Celebration, which will be exciting, but it also sucks because that's the week Stranger Things and Obi-Wan come out, and I wanted to talk it on the show, so...
Obi-Wan for me.
Yeah, Obi-Wan. So, lots of stuff coming up. I mean, the next 2 weeks, I'm going to want to shoot myself in the head. But, you know, it's I can't complain because we went almost a year and a half without nothing. So,
all right. And for me, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Jurassic Park review, probably Jurassic Park The Lost World review as well, Top Gun Maverick review, and many other things. Stay tuned, everyone. Thank you so much once more for joining us. Shout out to channel members, MSB, Film Bruna, Nate Ankenbauer, and we hope to see you very soon. So until the next one, love each other and love the movie.